All right, welcome back to a Good Dudes podcast. Today we have Mikki and his buddy Ian, our buddy too.
Buddy
Good
Ian,
ass dude.
gambling coach
Gambling
Ian.
coach, fucking just
The goat of
just
gambling.
a good ass dude, straight up. But we did do a podcast the other day, but I think it'd be better just to get more of a fresh podcast, more better like ideas and whatnot. And Mikki has a bunch of crazy stories of him. He just sent me a text message about midgets fighting.
Yeah.
No, I sent you that.
Oh shit! Yeah, you have midgets.
Yeah, we we throw a lot of parties, and we just like to party. But one time, for New Year's last year, actually, we did like a bunch of stuff. You know, like we had some like the Nitro Riders come, and I mean they usually do anyway. You know, but we had like sex exhibitions and like bondage and all this stuff. But one of the things we did was we had so we were thinking about planning this New Year's party, but we didn't come up with the idea until like Christmas Eve. Like on Christmas Eve, there were a few of us went out to dinner, and one of us was like, "Yo, do you want to throw a New Year's party?" And we're you know who Peter from Wish is, the guy who owns Wish.com.
No, but I know Wish.
No, I've heard of that though. He has like that Wish house that everybody like. He like has people go to his house all the time.
Yeah, it's so he bought a house in Bel Air that used to be Dan Bilzerian's house. The guy's like, I think his net worth is like $13 billion or whatever. But so he bought Dan Bilzerian's old house and just uses it as like a content house. Like he loves like the influencer stuff. Like he gets off on it.
Yeah,
It's his thing, you know.
Like he gets off on it.
You know what I mean?
No,
like,
yeah,
it's like
he
his
like
thing.
has like hella people always go to his place.
Yeah.
And like they're required to do tags if they're there.
Yeah, exactly.
Which
So-
is cool, smart for him.
Yeah, for sure. Great marketing. You know, like he has all the biggest names like on the planet of the World Wide Web. You know what I mean? Like come and like tag whatever he says you have to tag. But he has a house. So that house is in Bel Air. He has one in Vegas too, in Dragon Ridge. It's not as big, but for Vegas, it's like the equivalent, like massive size. Like, you know. And he's a good friend of mine. We're gonna throw our New Year's party together. But by the end of it, the guest list was so huge, and all the stuff I wanted to do was like so over the top. And we had 5 days to get it done, and we just had we just have a different style of parties. So we were like, listen, let's just do it separate, and we'll do another like collab party down the line. So in 5 days, we came up with we from start to finish did our New Year's party, and Catfish was in on it, like coming up with ideas, and he was like, how about midget wrestling? And we were like, we just said yeah, like. As far as like theoretical, like yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Yeah, one of those.
Yeah, 10 minutes goes by and he goes, all right, I booked a company. Do we want men? Do we want women? And do we want midget female strippers, right? And I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, I got the company. It's already booked. Like they just want to know like what do we want the midgets to do? And I was like, what? You know? And he like went down the list of all the options they're willing to do. We can throw them at a Velcro dartboard, like in the Wolf of Wall Street movie, like straight up. We can throw them on a skateboard down into like giant bowling pins.
That's good.
Yeah, they'll do wrestling, they'll strip, they'll do whatever. So we chose midget wrestling. So like in the middle of the living room of the mansion we took for the party, and the way it was like, multiple floors with like balconies. So there's videos like everyone hanging over just watching, bro. These midgets, they went in.
Was it in like a ring? Like, did you set up like a little ring?
Look up, like when you look up that stuff, do you type in midget or do you type in little people?
I gotta be honest, I don't know. I didn't, like I said, Catfish did it.
Because I feel like that's like you would type in midget. I couldn't imagine. I don't know.
I don't know what he typed. I don't know.
Little people, midgets, whatever they are. I want just like a little guy for a party to walk around with a taco hat.
Bro, they
Some
were
chips
great.
and salsa.
They were such great sports. So about the
That'd be
rings.
hard.
So they were supposed to bring the ring, right? And it was just so last minute. They're like, hey, like we can't coordinate it, so we're just gonna wing it, right? But they brought like those metal trash cans to hit each other over the head with it, like all that type of stuff. So they're like, hey, sorry, we can't bring the ring, which is part of the deal. What we're gonna do is we're gonna throw in some female midget strippers, and we're like, yeah, bet, run it, So we had the whole thing. Then we had Clay and a female porn star as the referees. And then Bubba Jenkins, the UFC fighter, he came and he was the commentator for the midget wrestling.
So you had like legit commentating for this fight.
Yeah.
That's so
Dude,
cool.
What the heck? New Year's sounds lit. Our New Year's is pretty good though too. We go all out on our New Year's as well. We gotta plan a trip.
The
this
New Year's one goes crazy.
This New Year's would be sweet.
But now you're considered the like winningest gambler in Vegas. But you, for our audience, you come from like a motocross background. You're like an ex-moto rider.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Like, can you go into depth of like where you're from and like the people you rode with? Because like you actually are pretty interesting on the pros that you knew and grew up riding with.
Yeah. And for the record, just to put a pin in this so we don't forget, Ian is a retired pro FMX rider.
Ian is a pro FMX rider. Did shows and stuff. This guy's goated.
Yeah,
dude, he's posted.
He
He's just like,
posted.
yeah, that's pretty dope.
He's so
actually,
nervous,
did you
by
ever
the
flip
way.
though?
What?
Did you ever flip?
Yeah.
Really?
This guy flipped the 75.
Damn.
24 years ago.
75, like a 75 footer.
No.
Were you and
Jump
Mikki
75,
friends then?
obviously. But
No, we've been friends for I think like 6 years probably.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's
So-
fucking. You guys both have like the most like extraordinary like just backgrounds. Like you've done so much shit. Like we were talking about it on the last podcast, always, obviously, but like you ride dirt bikes. You were homeless at one time, and you did drag racing.
Oh yeah.
And
Drag
you
race.
gamble and you traveled the world basically. Like what the hell?
Yeah, well, my dad was a pro stock bike racer, right? So he was from the NHRA, you know. So like that was like what he did. He started as like a street racer,
Yeah.
then he graduated and went to the NHRA. And so when I was really young, he's like, we got to put him on something, you know. So he put me on a dirt bike. So my first dirt bike race, I was 3 years old. It was on a PW 50. It was like some massive like aftermarket exhaust, and I had like this, you know, $10 yellow full face helmet. You know what I
Ooh,
mean?
hard.
Yeah, hard.
That's all on the East Coast too.
East Coast,
right?
yeah. So I was born in Jersey, and so I started racing out there. And I grew up racing with Jason Lawrence, Zach Osborne.
Yeah, I believe
The
you had
Stewart-
Tomac in
Oh,
one of your-
Tomac, yeah. So Tomac's like amateur debut was like a race in Vegas. I forget what the race was, but me and him raced that together. So
That's so crazy. And he just won the championships.
yesterday,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Were you rooting for Sexton? Or?
I was rooting for Sexton, but I think it's because like I just love a good underdog story. Like I love
Yeah.
the sweat, you know. Like
Yeah, he had it too.
yeah, you know, like they came into that with the closest points and championship in 50 years. Like that was the
Yeah,
closest
crazy.
That's
in,
pretty crap.
in AMA in his history in 50 years.
And
yeah.
Tomac's pretty untouchable, and a lot of the guys in his field would say the same. So, like, for Sexton to ring him out until the last moto of the last race of the season,
I know.
he blew it with crashing. But
I know.
I mean,
man.
he really no one's pushed Tomac to that level of charging.
Dude, Tomac's like, he's that guy.
I know. So listen, he's obviously goated. Like he's so solid, but.
Yeah.
I like a good sweat. I like healthy competition. How could I not?
Yeah,
be the
yeah,
underdog? Same with Shimoda, like big time. You know, like you know, like Jets returning champion. It's like like imagine that Joe come from behind victory. Like
Yeah,
you
Joe's
know.
for the people too. I
Yeah.
mean, so is Jet. Like, but he's the
Yeah.
golden boy. Everybody wants to see Joe take a
cool that
championship next year.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like just motocross in general has like spiked up into like this like cooler thing. Like now that these like the Jet and like the Eli Tomac and the Sexton and all this stuff going on, I feel like motocross is just way more interesting than it because like I mean there's times where it's just like a roller coaster, you know. There's times where I don't pay attention, but now I'm paying attention. I'm like, oh, there's some spice going on.
I agree. Same with the Supercross season. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
And I hit, you know, together we all hit like most of the
Yeah,
West Coast Supercross.
That's kind of how we got close was through the Supercross.
I met you
events.
at Supercross.
That's right. At like A1, I think.
Yeah, A1, and because you were boys with one of our friends at the time, and then I just was like, "Yo, what up?" Watched your videos and stuff. And you were like, "Yo, you guys ride dirt bikes?" We're like, "Yeah." Can I just come stay at your house? And I'm like, "Yeah, for sure." And he's all right. I'm gonna come this time. He's like, "Just come and stay." He just stayed with us for a long ass time,
moved
and we
in for a
buoyed
little
up.
while.
Moved
Yeah.
in.
We
for a
just buoyed
while.
up quick.
Yeah. I needed training for the Pastrana race, and shout out you guys again, and Caleb and everyone else.
Yeah, we fucking wrecked Caleb's bike. Sorry.
Yeah. We went through a
Or
lot
we
of
didn't
pit
wreck
bikes
it. We just
training
had you had rapper homies wreck it at K Camp
Yeah,
and
K Camp.
We went through like 3 or
Rob
4
Stone,
bikes
CJ.
through the training process. That was fun.
We
That
broke
was
a
good
bunch of
content.
bikes. We snapped two of those Canadian bikes right in half.
Yeah.
Right half.
actually.
I mean, they were laying on their belly.
Yeah, literally snapped two bikes in half. That means we were training hard, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. We were riding hard.
Yeah.
But being on the East Coast with like those boys growing up, did you like ride? Were you like friends with Jason Lawrence? Because he's a pretty.
Me and Jason Lawrence to this day couldn't be closer. As a matter of fact, you know what I have in my house? He gave it to me not that long ago. So after he won the championship, was it indoor? I think right. He won the Supercross series. So he rocks the number 1 plate. He wins the first moto. So now he's got the red number 1 plate.
Oh.
He signed it and sent it to me. I have the red number 1 plate in my crib. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you guys go way back.
We go way back. So me and him been tight for like 25 years, and like we're still tight. Yeah.
With who's this again?
Jason Lawrence.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. J-Law, the Stewarts. I used to
Didn't he
dust
bite
Malcolm.
someone's ear off?
Who, Jay?
Jason Lawrence?
I don't know. Ask him. I don't know.
He just caused a lot of shit.
I didn't know. Yeah.
He ran me over with a golf cart one time, and then while I was still stuck under it, threw mud on me and called me a pussy.
Wow. I've been ran over by a golf cart too.
Yeah. I was like 8. It was like a mud race. I don't know where we were, what state we were in. He just ran me over. What happened was he got the golf cart. He got the golf cart stuck. And I was like, all right, let me try to help get unstuck. So I get in front of it to try scooping the mud out. And he just gasses it, runs me over. I'm stuck underneath. And I'm like screaming. I'm like, get this thing off of me. And he just throws mud on me and calls me a pussy.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, that was him.
Shane can relate. He got hit by a golf cart.
Yeah, I got
pretty good.
worked by a golf cart. Well, it was like my idea was stupid, but like we had one of our friends jumping off the top of the golf cart into like the pond. And then another one of our friends was driving the golf cart. So he was driving and I'm filming in front of the golf cart. So I'm filming and I'm like, okay, perfect. Everything goes well. Friend jumps off, lands in the pond. And I'm sitting there like, I'm fucked. I was like, oh shit. And I just like try to work myself to the left and it just clipped me, dude. And I just did a full 360, just worked me, bro. I landed straight to my back.
You gotta see the video.
Yeah, you gotta see the
It's so
video.
funny.
I was just thrown off, but golf carts are fun. We got to go golf and just like fuck up the carts, but like also I enjoy playing golf.
Ian's pretty good.
Yeah, Ian.
I'm okay.
He's okay. He says he's okay. I mean,
He's pretty good.
Ian's
you
an
like to
underdog.
gas your boys up though.
He's a
He's
shark.
pretty
in
good.
the same way.
Ian's
That's what you
really
are.
good.
He's a shark and everything.
He's honestly really good at everything that holds like no real value in his life. Like,
It's true.
for like the most
That's true.
the most useless of talents, he's the best. I would put him blind up against anybody in anything if you picked it out of a hat.
Really?
Yeah.
I respect that. Well, okay, since we're talking about Ian,
There
I
we
hear
go.
this. There's a quite of an interesting story of you ending up in Mexico somehow. I've never heard it. I know speculation.
We brought
so
it
I
up
like
on
the
the
real
last
story.
one.
I'll let Mikki tell the story.
All right, so the only reason that I can recant it as well as I can is because I was the first person he called following this scenario. So it was so fresh when he told it to me. And I was, he probably has like trauma and PTSD, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I heard it raw. So
And I don't remember what happened.
Yeah.
Of course.
he was gambling at a casino like right by the Mexico border, but in San Diego. And he won, like it was pretty big for that casino, won like 12 grand or something. And he cashes out. After he cashes out, he goes to get a drink from the bar. And the next thing that happened was he woke up 5 days later and he didn't know where he was. Turns out, and he woke up with no clothes on except for like, he has like a pair of jeans on that are soaking wet. He doesn't know where he is or what happened. He goes to leave and I guess there's like guards outside his door. And anyway, he makes a run for it. Turns out he's in Mexico. And he's
Tijuana.
Tijuana, right above Hong Kong. So he goes into Hong Kong where he's a frequent at. They recognized him. They put clothes in him and sent him in a taxi back to the border. His car was stolen, cash was stolen, and he was
No way.
kidnapped for 5 days.
Didn't you like you just started screaming and ran out of there?
Yeah, so I first opened the door, and I
Yeah.
saw them sitting outside the door.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what's happening? I shut the door, try to lock it. The lock just spins. I'm like, okay.
This is fucked.
I drink a beer. I'm like, okay. I jump up, run out, start screaming like I'm crazy. I need my medication. I freak out and I
No
just
way.
bolt.
You just made that up. Like you need
Yeah.
medication because
They didn't touch me. I wanted them to think I was deranged.
Who were they?
I don't know.
It's hard to ask you questions because
Yeah.
you don't know anything.
yeah, I mean
about
like
it.
you just woke up and were just fucked. All your money gone, everything gone.
Everything's gone.
Car was stolen. They
And-
found photos of some guys joyriding in his Beamer, though.
No way. So you took your car to Mexico, obviously.
They probably took your car to Mexico.
I think they drugged him probably at the bar after they saw him cash out.
The photos
Yeah.
were in the U.S. of them.
Oh, where were you where you last remembered?
It's called 7 Mile. It's like a card room.
And you eventually
They have baccarat and they have blackjack.
In America?
Yeah.
Oh.
you eventually
Like
got your
Chula
car
Vista.
back.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's good. You got your car back, but not
With a bunch of Mexican food in the back seat.
Really?
Yeah, it's dirty.
Dude, that's so rough. Going through that. I don't have any heavy stories like that. I think I did. I mean, I woke up on the other side of the lake in Lake Havasu one time. Blackie Chan, lost my phone on the side of the 95. That's about as heavy as it got for me.
I think you woke up at a gas station once with Jackie Straighten, right?
Oh my God. Yes. So this is like a hard story for me to tell.
It kind of, yeah.
But because I'd never do that. I've never done this. It was one of those things. It was my first time ever trying it. I anti this stuff. Like, it was my buddy's last time out here for like, because he was gonna fly to Florida, and I was like, okay, well, let's hang out. And then this girl was like, I have a Xanax, and Jackie was like, yeah, I'm down. And I'm like, dude, no fucking shot, no way in hell. And then obviously I got pressured into it because they were my friends, and I just was like, okay. Instantly, just don't remember. I woke up at a gas station in Oceanside when I lived in Hemet, and it was 4:00 in the afternoon.
And Jackie was like in Texas or some shit.
Yeah,
like yeah, or at home maybe. You lived
wake
in Florida.
Up alone? Like...
Yeah, I woke up alone in my truck, at a gas pump.
That was the last time he ever did Xanax.
Oh yeah, fuck no, dude. Like people do that shit for pleasure. Like they do.
I got a Xanax bar tattooed on my arm.
Oh, that's sick.
I'm assuming you took a lot of them.
Yeah.
Several times I would
what
wake
did it
up.
make you feel like? Because I didn't get the experience of feeling good because I just don't remember anything.
Well, if I'm on like, like I used to like party hard and like, recreationally overuse, substances. And so like just having a baseline of always being high on Xanax would just like increase whatever it is I'm doing. So if that's my baseline, then everything above it is like already exemplified.
Yeah, so for the audience that doesn't know, Mikki is a full-on straight edge. Doesn't drink, smoke, cuss. He doesn't even curse in his own head.
Yeah. I don't drink caffeine.
No caffeine, no
sugar,
pork,
no
sugar.
Yeah.
You're an interesting character.
I don't curse in songs, nothing. No cursing at all. Yeah.
No, he doesn't even
strip clubs.
You don't even curse
No
in your
hookers.
head. That's
No
what
hookers.
like kind of
No hookers.
No hookers. No hookers.
Really?
No
Not
strip
paid.
clubs.
Not paid.
That's the thing. I'll have sex with a hooker, right? Like a sex worker. As long as I'm not the one paying for it in cash, drugs, or cigarettes. And I know that sounds weird, but for whatever reason with me and God, like that's like what seemed right. So like if Ian was like, yo, I got this girl, I gave her a really good tip and she wants to smash you too. Like, I'm not going to be selfish enough to send her home. You know what I mean?
That would be rude to Ian.
I don't want to hurt anyone's self-esteem. Like,
Yeah. So yeah, take the
That's a
opportunity.
good
as it
way
comes.
to put it. Holy shit.
Yeah. hookers
So
are-
you this weekend you just decide to drive your McLaren through dirt and gravel to watch the races?
Well, yeah, I wanted to go to I wanted to go to the Outdoor National, and the McLaren's my daily driver. So like,
And
what
there's
else
so
am I
many
gonna-
people were like, "Who the fuck is that?" Like I was like, it's like,
Amateur day, you were like, when we were driving
Oh my
out, we were
God.
like ripping. I was in my car behind you. We were like racing through the pits.
Bro,
like
when we were there the day before for amateur day, we literally drove the McLaren like a pit vehicle. Like literally, like if we were like, oh, let's go up the hill to grab food, we just take the McLaren up the hill. Like, oh, we gotta hit the porta johns, you drive. To
and
the
like
porta
this
johns.
is like a gnarly drive. It's not just like drive up the road. It's like hit the off road. They're watering it with the water truck. Water's rushing down the mountain. We're like ripping up it. Like,
dude, what?
When I was young, I always thought the most baller thing you could ever do is buy a supercar and daily it, like not showcase it, put it in the garage, and not drive it. So when I finally like started making money in life, it was like one of the first like big things I did was like I bought this thing with a backpack full of $100 bills and drove it through a drive-through.
Wow.
I like that.
I take it grocery.
That's what Post
shopping.
Malone did to get famous. He was drifting the Rolls Royce?
Yeah.
In a dirt
White
field.
Irish.
Oh, and white. Yeah.
Everyone
White
was like, "What the hell is this guy doing?" But
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
cool because it was like, "Who does that?"
J.
I thought he
Cole
was
did it
already
with the
famous.
Bentayga.
I thought he was already famous
That's
with that
sick.
video.
I thought he was too, but he definitely did it in the video. And then J. Cole he went off-road mudding in his Bentley Bentayga. I forget what video that was, but he did that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, a lot of people. I saw Lil Baby was doing it in like a Maybach in his like front yard and shit, like ripping up.
I
His
think
grass.
that's the sickest thing. Like if
That's
you
what
have
I'm
an
saying.
expensive car, just like, it's expensive. Like these things, like this thing should be untouchable. Let's go take it through the dirt.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Ian was always like that.
Oh.
You and Casey. Buying like
Oh,
different
yeah.
colored Lambos so you can just wreck them and stuff like that.
Oh.
Two of the same exact car, different
Really?
colors.
What was like your
hell?
craziest like exotic cars out of you guys that you had? Like if you had?
Just the Gallardos, but we had 2 of them.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys just fucked them up.
Yeah.
That's sick.
What about you? Just
Must have had a good
McLaren?
night at the casino.
I like the Maybach a lot. I think I went to go buy the Maybach truck before it was released. They wanted 200 over sticker. The actual like the MSRP actually wasn't that high. It was like 180,000. So I'm like, oh, 200 grand. Like I'll go buy myself the Maybach truck. Sweet deal. But they all want 200 over sticker, and that's like getting a deal. And I just didn't have I don't know. I didn't have it in me to pay 200 over sticker for anything. But
yeah, that's like a G wagon's like that right now. It's just
Yeah.
like 60% markup over sticker. It's
Yeah.
like, why would you buy that?
my favorite car probably that I ever had was the Maybach car though. Like
Really?
the Mercedes Maybach. Yeah, that's probably my favorite.
I think when I first
Luxurious,
saw
just, like,
you,
in the nice
you were rolling
inside.
around in that thing.
Yeah, possibly.
I believe, like when I first saw you on TikTok, I think, because you're a big TikToker. So
Yeah, big TikToker. Big TikTok guy.
Dude, I gave up. But also, you're one of those dudes that you don't dress like you're not wearing like this baller ass shit. You're not wearing chains. You have the money to do all these things, but you're pretty humble for all that.
you look homeless. is
You
what
do
I'm
look
saying.
homeless.
You know, every item I'm wearing was given to me by either the brand or the designer. I think even my underwear and socks. Like these are given to me by the owner of FTP. These were given to me by the owner of Section 8. This was given to me by Adam, who owns OSS. This was given to me by you guys. You own this.
Yeah.
And I forget my underwear who gave these to me.
I feel like you would be the first person to argue over $1 to a cashier too.
He did at the casino. I mean, when we were getting the
100%.
hotel.
Dude, I'm like, what the
He had to put $100 deposit down, and he's trying to negotiate getting room service for the $100 that he put down.
This guy pulls up in the McLaren and argues about that.
It was
That's
really
the
funny
best.
though. The pit bike thing went well for you though. Travis Pastrana, that was a cool event. You did a lot of training for that. Kind of brought you back into the moto scene and got you over back in your side of the country, and
Yeah, for sure.
that was a lot of fun to experience that, right?
It was so cool for me because, you know, like when I was young, like I won the Mini O's, Loretta's every year, you know, like growing up racing like with Eli and the Stewarts. By the way, I don't know if I said this, but I used to dust Malcolm Stewart when we were kids.
Really?
Bro, I have a story one time. So we were on, I think, like 50s or 60s. I can't remember. And Moto won. I had won. He got second. But there was a kid whose throttle got stuck. And I remember on the first lap, this kid, I just like saw him in the distance cutting the track. What happened was his throttle got stuck, some kid. So Moto 2 comes, first lap, I'm winning, and Malcolm's in second, right? I get the whole shot, Malcolm's in second. So we're about to go 1-1 and 2-2. The kid whose throttle got stuck again in Moto 2, and where he's cutting the track this time, because he doesn't know how to stop, right? It's just like the bike's out of control. And he cuts right on the face of a double that I'm about to go off. So I hit the brakes, I roll the double. Malcolm does the double, he lands on me, his bike lands on my head and crushes and caves in the whole side of my helmet.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was like probably like half an inch from taking my whole like face off, like breaking
Man.
my skull.
Oh
Mookie did you good.
Yeah, he got me good.
Holy shit.
Why'd you stop riding?
I was just getting so burnt out, like I was
Life
getting
is changing. and-
yeah, you know, like I was racing like so competitively since I was like basically a toddler, you know, like 5 days a week training, you know, spend a full day back and forth traveling and then a day racing. It was like that was my whole life. I was getting burnt out,
then
getting
you
hurt
just
all the time.
Dipped into casino.
Nah, then I started drag racing.
Oh,
So
the drag racing.
yeah, so like I said, so my dad was a pro stock bike racer, right? Drag racing. So when we stopped doing motocross, he's like, I want to keep me and my brothers. Like, I want to keep you kids in the sport. So we got to vote. We can either do like the you know the kart racing, like where they train to go to Formula One.
Oh, like the shifter carts.
Yeah. So it was either between that and drag racing. My brother wanted that. I said drag racing, but because my dad used to drag race, he was biased, so he picked racing. So he started racing dragsters. Then I won like a whole bunch of national championships in that, 3 world records, all that types of stuff. And then like we like conquered the sport pretty quick, and we got burnt out. We're like, what more can we do, you know? And that's when I was like old enough to like make my own decisions in life, and then I just started doing that, and that's when I, you know, started running around and
Going
getting
crazy.
in trouble. And,
Going homeless
went homeless. Yeah.
in New York at
Yeah.
the park we went to for the first
We
time.
paid respect to your park.
Yeah, we paid respect to your city for sure. Your park in general.
Yeah.
Like that's what blows my mind is the fact that you were actually homeless at one point in your life.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you had been living outside in New York in the cold.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, that's blows my mind. I guess it's easier to get in it than get out of it.
Yeah, it's way faster to fall down than it is to climb up.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, you look at anybody could be there in a minute.
Was gambling what got you into that situation?
Homelessness?
Yeah.
Nah, for sure. Nah.
It was
just like all my drugs, all my extracurriculars, like no regard for consequence, and just being reckless, like as reckless as you can all be, you know, and just never thinking about any consequence ever.
Did gambling get you
You're still
out?
a reckless dude, though. But I would say it's like you're a settled down reckless dude. Like at the casinos, like you have some crazy casino stories with like security guards and shit.
Oh, for sure. Ian got a security guard fired one time.
How'd that go?
He got him fired.
No, he got him fired.
Yeah. What happened?
Go ahead.
What was the situation?
So there was a casino that doesn't get like big action, and I'm the biggest player they ever had at this one. And I was up maybe like $250,000 or something like that. So I had like $250,000 in casino chips like in my safe. It was like the middle of the night. We wanted to go out and like do something that took cash. So I was like, let's cash out like 40 grand and just like go like spend it or whatever we're gonna do. So we go to the cage, and they're not like used to people cashing out like these huge amounts, you know. And also the executives don't want me to leave because they're nervous I'm gonna leave a winner. So they want to like make sure I'm gonna stay so they have a chance of winning their money back. So I go to cash out 40K with them, and there's so much paperwork and processing, especially that they're not used to. So they're
before that, I cashed out like $5,000.
Oh, he cashed out like $5,000,
and he's taking it and throwing it all over the floor.
So when they go to hand him the cash, I take the money and I just like throw it up in the air and like make a whole scene out. You know, it's just goofing off, right? And there's like a huge line of people behind us. There's only one cage open in the whole casino, so I keep taking his $5,000. Just every time he picks it up, I take it and I throw it again. You know?
Holy shit!
Yeah, and so finally they get my like 40K. So they have like 40K in chips, 40K in cash on their side of the cage. And the line is really big, and it's the only cage that's open in the casino. And there's like 3 or 4 security guards like lined up like next to the line, and they're staring at us. And this one kid, he's like kind of stocky, whatever. I don't know, whatever his situation was. He walks up behind us and he goes, "You guys need to hurry it up, right?" Mind you, it's not on us. We would have been gone if they gave me the cash already, right?
Yeah,
they got my cash and the chips behind the cage. So Ian, this is where it all went wrong. So Ian turns and he says something like, "Why don't you shut your mouth, idiot?" Right?
Ian says that to you?
Usually I'm very calm.
Yeah, no, but probably you had to have gotten somewhere to do that.
He got under my skin.
Yeah.
And he was totally out of line because it wasn't our fault. And, you know, it really was. And he shouldn't rattle our cage. The casino needs us to be in the casino to lose back the money, right? So Ian's like, "Why don't you shut your mouth, you idiot," or whatever he said. And the dude stops, turns around, and he goes, "What did you say?" He's like, "You heard me, moron," right? So the dude starts arguing with Ian, and he says something to Ian that I didn't really like. So then I spoke up. And I says, "Look, man," I says, "if one of us is going to leave this casino, it's going to be you. I suggest you just get back in line and you wait until we're ready to leave," right? And he starts yelling at me, and he goes, "All you people think that, you know, you're more important than us employees." And I pulled out a invite-only special edition black card, you know.
Ooh.
And I said, "Buddy, I assure you that if we're leaving, if one of us has to leave, it's going to be you," you know?
Oh,
and
shit.
he goes, "Yeah, right." And he starts getting really loud and this whole thing. And so the executives are picking up. They're watching us on camera cash out. They have to, you know? So now they're picking up on this fight that's happening between us and the security guard. And the executives come down and they pull him away and they start talking to everybody. So anyway, so we get the 40 grand cash. We hop in our limo out front. And as we're driving from our like VIP entrance where the limo is, we drive by the other entrance and he's being escorted off property.
Oh, no way.
God. What? Damn.
Well, yeah, that black card, that's some big dick energy right
Yeah,
there.
they
like,
need their money back.
Yeah,
Their
yeah.
money,
See?
getting their money back is more important than paying this guy whatever minimum wage or however much he's
So
getting
Ian
paid.
got this guy fired and ruined his
He
life.
got him fired.
I was
Has-
standing up for you.
Thank you.
Has while you like cash out or have large amounts of money on you, has any of these people that you pissed off or had an eye on you, like followed you, paid attention
Oh, one
to
time
you?
at the Bellagio.
At the Bellagio. Big money in your pockets?
$5 million.
5 million?
Is it
Cash,
weird,
yeah.
stressful?
Well, they were helping us carry it out like on the bell carts.
It was the money was too heavy to carry.
It was a lot of paper.
So we had to get one of those bell carts for the luggage, And we put the $5 million cash on there, and then security made a circle around it and pushed it out to his car, which he had pulled up to the front door, and they helped us load the $5 million in.
What's it in? Is it in like duffel bags?
Oh, it's in like gift bags from the gift shop.
What? Oh, like
Yeah.
you can't even carry a bunch of it without like blowing out.
It was too heavy. Yeah, it was too heavy. You couldn't even carry it if you wanted. Honestly, $5 million in cash weighs a lot. I don't know what the actual weight is, but it's a lot.
That's heavy.
Damn.
It's too heavy for like grown men to just pick up and carry.
Really?
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah. So they all help us load his Beamer with the cash. And as soon as we get in, I look in the rear view and I see there's a SUV headlights turned on, and the SUV was kind of tucked away. And I was like, that seems odd. So we pull out. He's driving, and we make a left. We get onto Las Vegas Boulevard. We make a U-turn, and that truck made a U-turn. I was like, yo, Ian, get in the right lane. Gets in the right lane. They got in the right lane. So, yo, Ian, go all the way to the far left. He goes to the far left. They go to the far left. I said, we're being followed. So he looks and he sees, and he starts taking off. And at this point, they're like, our cover's blown, but we want that $5 million. So they start driving crazy. We're driving crazy up Las Vegas Boulevard.
Shit.
He knew that it was his idea. It was the genius idea. It's what saved us. He knew that the Palazzo has trunk checks when you try to pull into their entrance.
This is a Venetian.
Oh, the Venetian.
They both do, but
Yeah, Venetian.
They
sorry.
just check the trunk of your car.
Yeah, standard protocol at the Venetian.
they
And-
stop you on the way in.
Yeah, there's like 3 lanes. Each has a security guard.
Okay.
So we pull up, and when we get there, the security comes to our door, our window, and I said, "Hey man, please don't be obvious. Look in the back seat." He looks and he sees $5 million in cash. I said, "The SUV right behind us is following us. You know, they're trying to jack us." And he goes, "All right, I'm gonna hold them up." He goes, "When you get through here, stick right. It's gonna take you into the employee parking lot. Make a right here, a left here, and then you'll be on such and such street, and just take off and get out." So he did that. He held up the SUV, and then
No
Did you come back and
way.
hook him up?
No, we got, well, not that we wouldn't, but we wanted
Yeah.
to stay out of Dodge
No,
in
yeah,
case the
okay,
SUV
yeah,
was
100%.
keeping an eye out.
You
You
get
know?
out, you get out. Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And
And I'm
I-
sure if you guys seen that guy again, you'd be like,
Of course.
you know, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people would get even just seeing you around Vegas, like the wrong guy would get the eye for you and just be like, okay, I know he rolls around with money. He's a big gambler. Like, let's give this guy a follow through the casino, kind of
Or-
watch his route and shit.
I think it could be the casino.
Or this casino.
That's what I
has it.
thought.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was.
Like, I mean, if you were to think it, it's got to be the casino.
I thought it was one of the
Like they already
security.
had this guy set him up. Like,
I thought it was security calling his buddy
Yeah, that makes
because he
sense.
came up out of the valet, the guy that followed us.
It easily could be. You got to think like a lot of these security guards or even the cashiers that are handing me millions in cash, who have never seen millions in their life, and they're just handing it to some punk kid with tattoos on his face who
Yeah.
looks homeless, right?
Yeah.
And they get paid like $12 an hour. Security, cashiers, all of them, even the waitresses. You know what I mean? They can easily call one of their friends and be like, "Yo, there's $5 million in
just
cash or
walk
$10 million
out.
in
Yeah.
cash. This is what he looks like. This is like pull up." You know?
This was also really early on.
I feel like
Yeah.
there's so many like variables on like this whole situation. Like it could be anybody, like what you said, could be the higher ups in casino.
It could be.
They're probably
yeah.
sick and tired of your shit. They're like,
Yeah.
all right, we can't get our money back,
Yeah.
so might as well do that sketchy. That's scary, bro. I'd be having some anxiety driving that much money in a car.
Back then, you didn't even have a bodyguard.
This was, I think, before social media. But, like, you could still, like, see me. You know, like, if somebody saw me playing, they'll see, like, millions of dollars in casino chips. Then they see me, like, go up to the room. I have butlers and then cash out. Like, this was before social media, so I didn't have a bodyguard. Like, I didn't think anyone recognized me. They were just, like, sketchy scenarios. But now I always have security.
Yeah.
Always have the bodyguards. And I'm always, like, really, like, methodical and planned out.
You
know?
are.
Well,
Even when
yeah.
we came to Vegas, I was like, yo, what's up? Like, pull up. And you're like, all right, I'm going to pull up, but I have to come by this way. Like, you like, coordinated your directions
Yeah.
on a safe note. I was like, oh.
Just to
shit.
get in and out of the casino.
Yeah, he's like, all right, I
Yeah.
can't stay long. You just came hang out. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty serious.
Yeah. I mean, people do a lot of crazy things for not that much money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. I do crazy things for a lot of money. So.
Well, we're not all big rich YouTubers, you know.
Oh,
Okay,
here we go.
okay.
Here we go. Yeah, because we know what $5 million weighs.
Straight
Oh,
up.
you get yours in a wire?
Yeah. No, it just weighs heavy on my bank account.
So-
No, but what's the ban on all the casinos that you go through? Like, what's the clarity behind that? Because there's like so many casinos like banning you or blacklisting you or whatever, and like you do live and have a house in Vegas, so like, do you still go out do you have your spots that you go to? And
I mostly live in LA now. When I do go to Vegas, honestly, what people that aren't from Vegas don't know is there's an entire city like full of life that exists without ever coming near the Strip. Like outside of the Strip, it's like you're still living in a major metropolis. You know what I mean? There's like people and life and action and clubs and shows and restaurants, whatever it is, without ever needing to go to the Strip.
right.
So in Vegas, I still do have a life for sure, but I mostly live in LA now.
Yeah, mostly I feel like the gambling is moving private and, not so much casino floors and whatnot.
I mostly play private games
Right.
outside of the casino, yeah.
What are some of the casinos you could go to? I mean, you want to name drop
I don't
them?
want to say on the air because I don't want people to
Yeah.
think I'm promoting those casinos.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's 2 casinos in the city of Las Vegas I'm allowed in.
Oh,
So everything else is fucked.
Everything else, yeah. Everything
damn,
else.
that's
horrible.
fucked.
Yeah.
Were you like, what was like the whole time you were in a certain casino? I seen you doing fuck shit with like all the scooters and stuff during the quarantine time.
Those were good times.
I think you're speaking of Caesar's Palace.
We used to we used to do this thing. We still do it, but it died off a little. Wagers, and so me and Ian and some of our other buddies. It started with our boy Clay.
High card, low card.
Yeah,
Or just low card.
Well, just whoever. Well, technically, you want the high card, so we play
Yeah.
high card, and like we do it on anything. Coin tosses. We do it on like water pong. None of us drink, so me, Ian, like none of us drink. Anymore. So
anymore.
Clarification.
Right now.
So what we would gamble. We're all high stakes gamblers, we're all like degenerates. But gambling money every day is like it's just not good, like for anything. Your mental, your physical. It's like just not good. It's like too much
You
stress.
need some time off.
Yeah, so we'll gamble anything like flipping a quarter or
This guy
high
said
card.
fucking ants racing.
Ants racing. Yeah.
Anything.
Throw
Yeah.
pickles on the wall and the last one to drop.
He's like, "Why are you guys watching golf?" I was like, "Dude, it's Sunday." He's like, "You don't have any wagers set on it?" I was like,
he's like, oh, so why are you guys watching it if you're not like betting on it? That's pretty funny.
We have some sick bets on all those types. Of
You
goofy
guys would do
things,
some
though.
crazy bets on whoever gets the lowest card. Like,
Yeah.
what was the gnarliest thing you guys did?
What do you think the gnarliest one was? Oh, somebody had to get a dump taken on their chest.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
they doubled down. So as friends, we always give everyone a chance to double down, but the person lost twice, so then they had to rub it in on their chest.
"Oh."
We have everything videoed, by the way. I just don't have anywhere to post it.
I've honestly, that's valid because I've seen videos of some of the stories that we've talked about that a lot of people
I don't know
would
if I wanna
not
see that.
say are real, but it
Drinking
blew
piss,
my mind.
shaving your eyebrow.
Uh-huh.
I seen
Swimming
the
in a
drinking
fish
piss
tank.
one. I seen you drink
Swimming.
piss.
I had to swim inside my hotel room fish tank once.
He's supposed to catch a fish. but
And
he
these
couldn't
are all
catch
my-
from your high card, low card.
Yeah.
Stuff.
So
Oh
so the
my
point.
God.
So then I lost a second bet where I had to catch one of the fish in the fish tank, and we tried everything, bro. We rigged up every type of fish net, and we just couldn't catch it. We tried everything, and the reason I had to catch it.
How
is-
big was the fish tank?
It's pretty big. It's a pretty big
big.
fish tank. That video is actually on my Instagram. It's in one of my scrolls.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And if you look, you'll see me swimming in a fish tank, and I give a thumbs up in it. And then afterwards, we tried to catch one of the fish because that was the second bet I lost because one of the other guys lost the bet that he had to eat a fish while it was still alive. So I was supposed to catch the fish and then give it to him to eat, but we just couldn't catch this dang thing. So we ended up going to a pet store, and because these fish were really big that he was going to eat, in the pet store you can only buy the goldfish, so he had to eat 2 of them alive.
Two, or like
Did he chew
a
it? I don't remember.
No, he swallowed it.
I
But
wouldn't-
it
I wouldn't chew.
cut something in his throat on the way down.
Really?
oh
Yeah, so he's spitting blood.
really because like
Like it-
the fins or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
the
was
fins
funny.
are sharp.
Well, that's like a big loss in your friend group. What's like your big loss, either of you, in the casino or in a game, or what's like your notorious loss of gambling?
My biggest loss was $8 million in an afternoon. But I will say it actually has a happy ending because I bought in for $1 million more, and then I won $9 million in the next hour.
Okay, well, how did you feel after losing $8 million?
And what game were you playing?
Baccarat.
That's kind of your game.
That's my game, yeah.
So $8 million, you lost $8 million.
Yeah.
How did you? What was your fuck? What was your situation?
I didn't have one. I was just trying to figure out. I said, what is the casino doing to me right now to not allow me to win? Like, what are they doing different that is disturbing my general algorithm of winning? And so as I spent the last few million, I was really just considering what is happening, like on like the computations and the algorithm. I said, why is it not working? Like, what is the casino doing different against me right now? So I spent my last couple million, just willing to lose, but trying to figure out what they're doing to change the way the game is being handled. And I figured it out, so I bought it for another million, and it actually took me 45 minutes, and I won 9 million.
What?
That's probably his greatest strength. Is he puts emotion over there.
And figures out the game.
That's tough. Because that's a lot to lose.
I get way more emotional than he does.
Yeah.
So when he loses that much.
That's the only thing
for him.
It's not about the money. Like, it's about 100% competitiveness. So if I was playing like a small stakes game,
so you go thinking you're competing against the casino.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an all-out war.
Yeah. Wow.
I like that.
Some people just think they're just battling their cards.
Well, we were playing blackjack with you the other day on the pool table. Remember how mad he was getting?
Yeah.
It wasn't money. We weren't playing for money.
Because
just
there
wanted
was
to
just
win.
chips
I
on the
hate
table.
Yeah.
And he's doubling up,
I'm
and you're
the
like,
same
really
way.
again?
Rizzy's also one of those dudes. Doesn't matter what the fuck it is. We hate losing, and we're very competitive to each other.
Yeah.
Very.
When I played on TV the other day, I had seen some people giving feedback like, oh, you seem so emotional. You seem so tilted, this and that. I'm like, bro, it's not like that. It's like I played for 25 hours between Thursday and Friday. And I was like, it's not about the amount of money. Like, I could have lost $1,000. The point is, for me to spend that much time grinding, I just want to win. I just don't want to lose. It's not about how much or how little. I just want to win, you know?
It hurts knowing somebody like just did you like that because, I mean, it's a lot of money, dude.
Yeah,
$9 million, I would fold.
Absolutely.
I would fold it. I'd be like, well, fuck, dude, I need to go home. But you, not only that, you went, I'm going to go 10. And then you're like, all right, I figured it out. So you probably best bet was for you to just get off the table before the 9 million, though, right? Then start reevaluating things?
Well, I didn't. I just kept playing. Like, I don't even, all I did was switch tables to like get a fresh shoe. Probably most people would have quit a long time ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, so that's like your biggest loss, but with also being like a happy ending story, like, is that like your biggest success in a gambling night?
Nah, not even close, bro.
That's
Not
just the
even
biggest downswing. It's not a loss.
Yeah.
That's true.
What's your most you've obviously won?
Most I've
What's your
won.
most successful?
My most.
Not even like money-wise, like your most successful, like, fuck yeah.
Well, the biggest cash out I ever had from one session was $11,526,000.
One session?
One session, yeah. A little over $11.5 million, yeah.
It's like 3 days, I think.
Yeah, 3 days, yeah.
Wow.
3 days worth of play, yeah.
Fuck.
But my most, like heck yeah moment,
Is it the 5 high?
nah, not even
I
close.
love the
No.
five.
First,
That was-
first million.
I think the first million? The first million was really cool. You know what it might have been? When we turned $200 into $800,000.
That was fun.
That was something. It was only me and him. Like, that was it. Me and
That's
him did
pretty
that.
$200 and 800,000.
Yeah, but I left with like 683 or 687 because I tipped out. Sometimes I tip really big. I tipped out. I paid commissions. You owe commission, and on a baccarat game, you owe 5% commission for your bank bet wins. So after all was said and done, I left with 683 or 687,000
Off
cash.
$200.
And was that your first time like winning that much, or?
I think that was my biggest cash out to date at the time.
Yeah. And we had lived at Aria for the previous 3 months.
Oh my god,
Which was probably absolutely insane.
It was. Go ahead.
this is what happened. So, we lived in these hotels like for a long time. But this particular time, we were living inside Aria in one of the penthouses, and we don't like when people enter the room. Not room service, not the maids, not anybody. So we just keep the do not disturb on, and we also didn't leave. We stayed inside of our room for 3 months. Not once did we leave. We even drew the blinds like pretty early on and never opened the blinds again. So we'd never let the maids in there. So we would order room service, and the executive had his assistant hand deliver the food, and I would say just drop the food outside the door. I'll get it when I want it, right? So we'd open the door, bring the food in, that's it. And we ended up piling up 3 months worth of garbage to block most of the door in. So like in the hallway where the front door is, it was a pile like probably this big of just trash that was for 3 months. And it was through the summer, and it was so hot and stinking, and just so the smell was so bad. We had to take all the furniture and just throw the couches and the chairs and everything on top of the garbage to try to like contain the
Was
smell.
this like some extreme
Why didn't
paranoia?
you guys just like, was this extreme paranoia? Like, it had
Like-
to have been.
It's just what we did. We
I fastballed a fillet of salmon against the window, and it was summertime. It stuck to the window. It was cooking on the window.
Yeah.
Oh my
his piece
God.
of salmon stuck to the glass, and it baked on the glass for 3 months.
Oh my God! Why?
Oh, we smashed the TV in there too.
Somebody came in there and started dry heaving and had to leave.
Yeah.
and you guys were living in it.
Yeah, they had to quarantine that room. They came in with like hazmat suits and like cleaned it.
Is there a
Oh my
reason why?
God. Yeah,
Just-
what's the reason why? Paranoid that people were gonna come in your room and
Yeah, we don't like people in there. They're gonna
Yeah, that's-
screw with us and screw with our stuff.
Yeah.
Put recording devices in there.
why didn't you guys
and-
just take out the trash yourself or just throw it in the hallway?
We were like, I don't know. We didn't want to leave. I think
Good
we were,
question.
We were losing. We were losing, and this is why we were losing in the beginning. So we were like, well, let's just
Fuck
like
this place up.
No, they were like, me and him were just like, let's just be depressed. Like, let's just live in depression and darkness. So we drew the blinds. We didn't want to see anybody. We didn't want to
Fuck
leave the
it,
room.
yeah.
We just lived in
Because
this
you guys were
room.
losing.
Yeah.
It was bad. Neither of us could win.
Yeah.
No chance. There was no chance of winning.
It was like no matter what we did, we were like anything. Like if we had 21, the best that was going to happen is we were going to push.
So you got pulled into a depressive state, and
Yeah.
you had a giant penthouse, and you're like, "Well, let's make this as sad as possible."
Yeah, exactly.
You're
So
like, you know what? We're gonna be sad. Let's be super fucking sad.
It was
Exactly.
dark. It was really dark.
Yeah. But then what brought you guys out of that?
$200 and 800,000.
Oh, that was
That's what ended it.
That's what.
No
that's when we
way.
left. That's when we left. Is we were on the run of 800,000. So we were like, let's go out and keep playing. Go out and do more.
Oh, that is a pretty great story.
Yeah.
So you guys basically just been doing this together.
Oh, for 100%
Yeah.
from day one. Yeah.
Really?
No,
So that's why
not
he's
much.
Coach Ian.
Yeah.
Where does Coach Ian come from?
I don't know. He made it up.
Oh,
I mean, I could see he probably helps you with some good decisions and stuff.
Yeah, he's the only one in the world
Vice
that
versa,
knows
is
my
that right?
strategy, right? The algorithm. He's the only one in the world that knows it besides me. And he knows me really well. So he can sit next to me and be like, bro, you haven't ate yet today. You haven't got your dick sucked yet today. You haven't got fresh air. He's like, hey, so he'll see me like if I'm winning or I'm losing, and he'll have in place whatever's needed to help me win or not lose or whatever it is. So like sometimes he'll be like, yo, I got 3 whores upstairs. Like, you have to go see them right now. And then that
get your
means that I have
mind
to-
off things.
yeah, exactly. So I have to get off the table and like, go get my dick sucked or whatever it is. And he
God, that
handles all
sucks, dude. That sucks so bad.
Fucking gnarly. What? That's lit.
We used to just
Yo,
be driving out like once a week.
Yeah.
We drive out, drive back. Drive out, drive back.
Every week we'd go, yeah. And then we
Once a
started
week
living-
at Vegas.
Yeah. Then we started living in the hotels.
Damn.
Until you
So
started
vice
getting
versa, though,
banned.
you help him out a lot on a lot of stuff too.
Yeah.
Like certain decisions you have to make and whatnot.
I'm great at helping with his life. Terrible with my own.
But that coaches don't play, you know. Like you can teach well, but it doesn't mean you're always applying well,
Correct.
and that's how a lot of people are.
This is correct.
That's Coach Ian.
Yeah.
That's a wrap.
Ian also has this whole dick tattooed.
Oh yeah,
really?
I've heard about
You
it.
really have your dick tattooed? That's fucking. It's dope.
It's like it's on fire or some shit.
Yeah.
Tell them why you got your dick tattooed.
I lost the bet.
Was it a high card, low card?
Lost a
No,
bet.
this is before my time.
Oh
This was like 1999.
wow, I was a baby. I was a baby.
So
Ian's getting
who
his dick
smokes-
tattooed.
Smoked pubes.
Ian smoked pubes. He lost the
You
bet.
smoked pubes. Okay.
Yeah.
Ian, why is it you are getting like the worst end of the stick on a lot of these?
Clay usually gets the worst.
Who is
bad.
Clay?
I think I traded that one.
Eat a cockroach.
Schmitty.
Okay.
Shout out Brandon Schmidt.
Oh
Schmitty.
yeah. I forgot you guys were with him.
Yeah.
Who's Clay?
Clay is our gambling friend who lives in Vegas.
Oh okay.
Yeah, the Bitcoin guy.
Oh.
He was here once.
He came
Clay
in with Ian with the
He
dirt
was really
bikes.
cool.
You know Clay.
Yeah, Clay's rad. That dude's fucking living it up. He has the
Yeah.
sickest whips.
Yeah, he lost a bet one time. He was dating this girl, and whoever lost the bet, all 3 of us had a girl. Whoever lost the bet had to break up with their girlfriend, and all 3 of us had
Oh
like
my
long term.
God.
All 3 of us had long term girlfriends.
Oh my god.
He lost it. It was a 8-game air hockey series, and he lost. So,
if he lost, he got my girl. If he won, he got my girl for a week.
Yeah.
If he lost,
And your chick would have been okay with this?
who knows?
Figure it out.
You'll never know.
He gets my chick for a week.
It's like what Kanye says. He goes, a lot of people ask me what would have happened if I would have lost. Guess we'll never know.
Guess we'll never know.
Yeah, there you go.
The casino offers you guys stuff a lot when you win, right?
They used to, yeah.
Possibly like on the terms of like a dancing monkey.
Yeah.
What is the story of that?
It's like I said, we like to party, you know. So for one of our parties, they have so what the casinos do is they have like an outside person, like a contract that they contract to, that can offer some of us big players things that the casino's not allowed to offer. So one of those people had hit me up, and they're like, you know, they're the kind that like send hookers up to your room. They'll like give you drugs, like whatever you need. The casino like has to keep their hands clean. So for one of my parties, they offered me a dancing monkey that also serves champagne.
What?
Yeah.
And you took it?
No, I didn't.
Really?
Yeah. I think the reason that we didn't take it, I don't remember clearly, but I think it was like just it was like, I was really nervous that something can go wrong. First of all, in my parties, we never let casino staff in. And they weren't going to give me this monkey without the handler, right?
Oh,
so that was like
right.
an outsider coming in. And like we have like a lot of celebrities that come. We like, you know, a lot of sex happens. We like shoot pornos like during like these, like in the middle of the party. We'll just like do it, you know?
You're pretty particular on who you allow to come around and stuff.
Yeah, so we didn't want the outsider and the handler. But also I think I was nervous that something can go wrong, that we would have like an A-list celebrity next to a monkey, you know, that was like, I don't know if that monkey, like, you know, a lot of zoo animals get mistreated and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't really know, and I just didn't want to put any of like, you know, like these famous people
Holding a champagne bottle is,
put in a position where like someone could say like, oh, so and so was around this animal abuse. I just thought it was better that we just stayed clear.
Oh, right, yeah.
So we're like, no monkey, please. But yeah, it was definitely offered.
That's probably a good decision.
Yeah.
Damn.
Is that normal for them to just offer you, maybe not such crazy things, but like winning a lot of money, they'll like, hey, we'll give you this instead of paying you out for the winnings you've made?
They've never tried to do an exchange.
Really?
I was hoping one day they would offer me like a seat at the board or like massive like
equity
shares. Yeah, equity. Yeah. Well, it's hard to do
That'd
equity
be
in public
payback.
companies. Technically, it'd have to be shares. But I was hoping that would happen. Or if I played in a small casino and just totally destroyed them past what they can afford, that then they'd give me equity. That is something I was hoping one day would happen.
Yeah, that's a big move right there.
Yeah.
Still possible.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
still
it's still possible.
It's still possible. Yeah.
You could do that in Havasu. Go fucking destroy their casino and then just be like, yo.
Yeah.
It's
I'll
hard
take-
though because they don't give you high enough limits.
Yeah, I
Oh.
understand that too. Like
All
certain
that's
casinos-
negotiated.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they want you to bring a certain amount of money, and then you can bet this much. Because generally it's what, 35,000.
What's that betting limit
Like
at a small casino?
no,
We talking about in Vegas?
yeah, one of the ones that
Oh, you can so you can walk in off the street in Vegas and just play $35K a hand max bet.
Oh, a hand.
Yeah, per hand. But you can negotiate, so I can play up to $300,000 a hand. And but these like small casinos like Havasu and Colorado and like Reno and like Oklahoma and all that, like you'll be lucky if you find a table that gives you $5K a hand max bet. You'll be lucky. A lot of them are like $1K max, $500 max bet, $1,000 max bet, $2K, $3K max bet.
I mean, but you're a big tipper, so like, I'd want those hands to be played because I mean, I guess they don't make money. Off the
Are you a
tips,
big
so.
tipper? Like, do you tip the dealers a lot?
So there's a whole like theory behind it. So I don't know if you know this, same like waitresses, right? So the reason that these establishments get away with paying such a small salary is because they justify by saying, look how much you're getting in tips. So if you really wanted to help a lot of these hospitality workers and casino dealers, the truth is you would actually never tip if you really, really had their best interest, because it would force, either they would all go on strike, right, and have to quit, or the casino their hands would be forced, and the casino would just have to bump up their minimum pay, and they would still be getting tips. So that's really how you would help them. To be honest, it would be so hard to get that many people on board to not tip for their best interest, right? So I don't think it's ever going to work. So what I do is I don't tip for everything, because when I do tip, it's so massive that it's like justified. Like I would like make a side bet for a lot of the dealers. So like if I played like, for example, there was one particular time I was playing blackjack. I was playing $50,000 a hand. So I made a $50,000 bet for me and a $5,000 bet for them, right? I always say to the dealer, do you want the tip or do you want to play? And by the way, they always say, let's play.
Really?
Yeah, always.
Are Dealers usually gamblers, players.
I'd say more times than not. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot of people. I just like same industry kind of thing. Like when you work in the industry, kind of when you're off the clock, you don't like to be in it. I just wondering.
I think more often than not, yeah, they're gamblers. But yeah, so I was like, do you want this 5K or do you want me to play it? They're like, let's play it. I was like, all right, there's a woman. I said, all right, let's play it. So I bet 50K for me, bet 5K for her. It was blackjack. Ended up doubling down. So I put another 5K for her. So it's 10K. Well, we win. So they pay out the 10K that I bet for the dealer. That's 20K. And then they get to keep 20K for that one hand. You know?
Damn.
I give $100 for every single waitress that approaches me. So if they bring me a Perrier, $100. They bring me a cranberry, $100. They bring him a Red Bull, $100. You know what I mean?
They're bringing a lot of Red Bulls to this guy.
Yeah. You know, so they
Those
make
things don't stop.
They make like a few $1,000, you know, every time me and him sit down. Just being a butler or a waitress. Yeah.
Damn.
When we throw parties, we give the butler so much money when they help us with our parties.
Really?
Yeah, so much money.
That's good though. I mean, big tipper takes you places.
Yeah.
Makes people want to come back. Good workers stay around. Trustworthy
They
people.
work harder.
Money talks.
What do you think about Steve will do it on how he does all of his stuff?
I don't want to comment too much on Steve. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, because we're in the same circle of friends, and I don't want to. I have like some opinions that might be a little controversial, and like off air, I don't. If what he's doing is working, I support it. If it's not working, then I hope he changes it. And what I'm doing is working, so. You know.
Focus on your game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to get into it either, but like the whole online gambling stuff is a little weird.
Yeah, it's a touchy field right now.
Right there. You don't necessarily do any of that, right?
I don't play online.
Yeah.
I've got the real life casinos cheating so much that there's like a 0% chance you're going to convince me online casinos aren't cheating more.
Yeah, I mean they could do it. It's blind. You're blind to it.
It's unregulated. It's in some like foreign country. Like you're not even allowed to. I think they just like a month ago allowed you as an American citizen to play on stake. I think whatever.
Well, I mean, for the audience, there you go. There you have it. Some of the most successful gamblers out there don't gamble online.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
It is. I've lost I tried to play, and we like came up a little bit, and then lost everything. Never won.
Yeah,
again.
no, I mean, I feel like they're just the.
But we didn't play like in America. We were like out of the country.
Like casinos, like actual casinos, they bet on if you're gonna leave or not, and 90% of the times you stay.
Mm.
You know, like a lot of these casinos, like they want you to stay because they probably give you good opportunity in the beginning, and then they're like, oh, he's gonna fucking stay.
Well, that's why they give you the free rooms and the free food and the free show tickets.
They want you
jets.
there.
Were you
Yeah, the
getting
private
all of that
jets
before you were this celebrity? Like when you were, because you
way
were
more stuff before I started getting famous. Yeah,
Yeah, it was
you were
way more fun.
Right.
I used
way
to
more
take
fun.
I used to take a private jet from Vegas to LA. When we land on the tarmac in LA, I'd tell the pilot, don't leave the jet. I have my driver come from the tarmac, take me to my house in LA. I would never go inside. I would just check my mail, get back in the car. My driver takes me back, and I fly back to Vegas. One time we threw a party, and I wanted to wear a particular hat that I left in LA, so I had the jet fly me to LA so I can grab my baseball cap and take me back to the party. Yeah.
Wow.
Was that just to be ignorant to the casino, or is it like just to
I
be
needed
like,
to check my mail, and I wanted the hat.
I remember.
enough.
Yeah, I heard. I think you told me about checking your mail, flying to Vegas and
That's
check your
fucking
mail.
amazing.
We used to take private jets like they were like Ubers around town.
That's
That's so
amazing,
sick.
bro.
You loved burning their fuel too.
I loved it. I do. I got to be honest. The guilty pleasure of mine is spending casinos' money.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you
I mean, how
gotta-
could it not be? You know.
Yeah.
You know what goes on in there. You know the numbers.
Yeah, screw them.
They would pay for us to do all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah, they let us race in what's the rate? What's that team whose car we raced in Vegas? We raced one of those race.
I don't remember.
They have like a professional race car team. Not for the one thing under Formula One, where they take like this, like Team Lamborghini will give you like they use a Lamborghini, whatever.
It's like a supercar souped up.
So, no chassis work. Probably just everything modded out to the maximum of a.
I think it's
supercar.
basically just a straight up like race car that they throw the body on.
body
Like if
on.
you're a Team Lamborghini, it just like has the body of a
Right.
Lamborghini. But they like gave us one of their cars and let us race it on the track.
They still race on the same like tracks as the Formula One guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen those cars.
Yeah, so they threw us on one of those tracks, gave us one of their cars to go ahead race it.
Crashed it.
Yeah.
What was it?
Crashed it? It was a Lambo. It was
So-
a Lambo.
It was Aventador, I think.
Who was driving?
Both we took turns.
Who crashed it?
Oh,
I spun it out. He
Never
crashed
mind.
it.
holy shit.
Never mind. We don't need to dig up old debts.
We were talking earlier about Area 51.
Yeah.
What's the story on that? That was like that intrigued me upstairs. I even told you, I was like, yo, stop where we're at, because I want to hear some weird shit that you guys were over there.
This is like a 4-part story. Go ahead.
For my birthday, like 2 years ago, me, my girl at the time, Ian, and our lady friend who's a casino exec, the 4 of us decided to go to Area 51. You know, like the area where the aliens are, you know?
Yeah.
And spend like the weekend there for my birthday. And we like just finessed and we just got in. We just like figured stuff out, you know?
To get as close as you can.
I mean, we were there.
Oh, okay.
We were there. And we stayed right next to like, I would say it's probably like 3 miles in the desert in from the back gate to Area 51, right? Like
They have like a hotel or...
Nah, there was it was like this trailer that was retrofitted, kind of like motel style, kind of like it was like these cheap little beds and like a porta potty, but it was like the porta potty was like built inside the trailer.
Oh.
It was called the Little Alien.
The alien.
Yeah, so we stayed there, and
He remembers that.
and,
That's a pretty cool name, though.
oh, for sure.
Not bad.
Yeah. But yeah, so I was supposed to do anal with my chick that night, and I forgot. So we ended up like doing regular sex, and then anyway, I love my son a lot, you know.
Wait, so you put a little alien in her?
Yeah.
You have an Area 51 baby?
Yeah, my son was conceived at Area 51. Yeah, on my birthday.
That's some genius shit.
In the
Yeah.
bed right next to us.
Oh yeah, and while him and the executive were watching. Yeah.
Making
I wasn't
out.
watching.
Were you guys doing the
I
same
was
thing?
blacked out.
He spent the weekend blacked out drunk. He was actually so drunk that one night in the middle of the night we drove to the back gate to Area 51, and we get out and it's pitch black. It's like you're in the middle of the desert. Like there's not a single street, like nothing. We're
Pretty
talking like
creepy.
blackness. Yeah, blackness. Like total absent of light, minus the headlights from my car. And we're at the gate. We park and we get out, and the headlights are on. And one of the girls starts filming, and it's like all these signs. Like say like if you cross you will be shot, like do not enter, all this stuff. He's blacked out, wasted. He's wearing jeans, and on top of his jeans he's wearing neon orange checkered Vans swim trunks, and he's wearing one of the girls' hoodies, so it's just like a crop top
Oh, that's
hoodie.
hot. That's a good look.
And while the girls are filming the signs, he starts walking, and it's like a double gate, like the kind that come up, you know.
Oh.
And he starts walking, and everyone's like, "Don't, Ian, stop!" And he keeps walking, and I'm like, I can't let him go in there alone. Like he's blacked out. So I walk in behind him, and I really don't know where these guys came from, honestly. But 7 dudes jump out, guns drawn, and the lights are on each of their gun, and all the gun drawns are pointed at me and Ian, who are standing together, and they're all like, "Don't effing move! We're going to kill you!" It's this whole thing. We have the whole thing on video.
They didn't have like a security shack. It was like they just popped out.
The thing is that it was such blackness in the middle of the night, in the middle of the desert. There was nothing reflecting light. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we really have no idea. As far as we're concerned, it was just, I don't know. They could have been hiding like in the
Laying
sand,
on the floor.
like, like we really don't know. And they jumped wherever they jumped from or out of, guns drawn. Each one had a light on them, and they were all pointed at me and Ian, like for sure, ready to.
What was the clown thing beforehand?
What clown?
There was like a clown. You said something upstairs about like it was like a clown figure. or some
Dressed
shit?
like a clown.
Oh, he was dressed like a clown.
Oh, okay.
He was
I thought
dressed like a clown.
okay.
What was
Just- my bad,
your
continue.
reaction to being super drunk and dressed that way, and then having guns drawn?
I
on
actually
you?
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
shit,
just
for
like,
being Blackie Chan.
I just slowly like turned around,
No bullshit. Just kind of.
but they were like, "Don't fucking move! Don't move!" And I just slowly
He
turned
kept
around,
moving, just slowly.
and walked away.
Really?
Yeah.
And they just
They just
allowed
kept
you.
screaming. I just kept walking.
You're like,
What?
"My
He
bad."
was right in front of me too.
Yeah.
That's risky.
Yeah.
Well, what would
He was
they
right
do?
in front of you. You couldn't see him.
No,
All-
me, I was.
Okay. You were
Yeah,
right in front of
yeah,
him.
yeah.
Oh my god.
All you could see was a bunch of lights and lasers.
Lasers on the
fuck?
guns too. You know they were legit. That was SEAL Team 6 on you guys
No cap.
that picked
That's
up the clown.
crazy.
Yeah.
That it's like that.
We have it on video. I could show you guys the video.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. It's like that. They have
Everything
they have
is
to
on
have some
video.
type of sensors. They already know you're coming from like The moment you leave your hotel.
Yeah,
they are not fucking around out there, though.
Yeah, they're not.
Since you videoed everything you guys did and you had like this, you did have this crazy life before social media. You're not just doing it for social media. Was that what pushed you into social media? Was why are we videoing this stuff? Like,
no, we were videoing it. So for most of my life was like not ever. There's like no photos of me. There's no videos of me. There's nothing. I was always like, let me live in the moment, not relive the moment through a lens.
right.
Right. So once like we all like banded together, like our little group, the things we were doing were like the intensity of the feelings that we were having, like winning millions in cash and almost getting killed at Area 51, and you know, like all the women that we were like running through and like all this stuff, like the way we were feeling, we're like, you know what, this is something worth looking back on and remembering those feelings. So we started filming way before social media, and then like years or whatever go by, and COVID hits and the casino shut down. And this is when I was still friends with all the owners and execs of the casinos. And they were like, yo, Mick, you should start an Instagram. Like, you live a life that most people don't know exist. And the few that know it exists are like mostly like old billionaires, like that aren't fun and living it up. They aren't making the best use of it, like the way you guys are. And I was just so bored, and I was like, screw it, I'll start an Instagram. And I did, and it started going viral right away. Made a TikTok at like 100 million views in like my first 90 days on TikTok, and just...
Was it like straight? Did you get onto? Because it seemed like all the conspiracy around like the fake gambling, fake money, and everything. Like, was when you got onto social media, was that what you targeted? Like that image of like like going against the casinos or like calling people out, or?
I was just showing who I really was. You know, like we never like had like a plan. Like we didn't do like I've never to this day I've never made $1 on social media, and neither has he.
Right.
We just like posted who we really were. And we really are like anti-system, anti-establishment, punk rock, like homeless kids that just came up, you know?
Did it cause more problems putting a face behind this and like...
It's done more good than bad. 'Cause if it did, I would just stop operating social media. I could just delete my accounts right now if I wanted, and it wouldn't like affect my income. Like it doesn't do any of that. So it's done more good than bad.
That's what Andrew Tate preached. Like he's like, I wouldn't care if I got canceled, but like now that he's getting canceled, I feel like he's like, hey, what the fuck? I don't want to be canceled.
I think for him, and I could say probably for me too, there's some ego involved. Like when people make false accusations about me, it hurts my feelings.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, like you don't even know what I had to go through to have like that piece of content you saw was 5 years of like me dying and sweating and bleeding and working for that to be reality. And you only saw like a 5-second clip, and you want to say it's not real. And I'm like, bro, you have no idea, and it hurts my feelings. And probably, so, you know, it's like an ego and pride thing. Probably for him, too. Like, think, like, he called out the biggest corporations on the planet. They go and they try to shut him down. And then he's like, I told you, all you people that talk trash on me and whatever, I told you this was reality, and now you're seeing it in your face. He's like, now let me remind you that I told you this before it happened.
Right.
Yeah.
I tell everyone the casinos cheat, you know, and people, like, bust my balls about it. And I'm like, well, they banned me for winning, like... I caught them cheating, and they don't like that. Like I'm gonna let me remind you that I told you that before it happened.
Yeah, and it's hard because you don't have a lot of. You are new to social media still, so like you don't have a big outlet of videos where you're explaining yourself. So there's more people that are outnumbering you explaining you rather than you explaining you. So most of it's false on the internet. Yeah, and we've learned to vouch for that because we had so much question about you when we first met you because you lived such a crazy life. But going to the casino with you, hanging out with you, brought us around your people.
You put it,
clear. We found out like this guy is a fucking nut job. It's all true.
For sure.
Yeah, for the viewers out there, for anybody who's like watching this video because you came from me, from my side, these guys have firsthand witnessed like a plethora of my life. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, going. Lit. I mean, in Vegas, out of Vegas, in wherever.
And Ian's always there.
Always, yeah.
He's experiencing the gnarliest shit.
I hide in the shadows.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you also hop on top of like tables and scream shit too.
We drug Ian onto this couch today. We had to put clothes on him though.
Where's this guy getting some water?
Yeah.
I'm okay, thank you.
Stay hydrated. We're great hosts, by the way. We always offer water, make sure our guests are hydrated and stuff.
Great guys.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Good ass dudes. Good dudes podcast, you know?
Good dudes.
GAD.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What are some other interesting topics we could talk about? Where are you from, Ian, originally?
Northern California. Walnut Creek, California.
Walnut
What's
Creek?
your coming up? Like you just rode moto and then
Yeah, I moved to Arizona. I went to a lot of boarding school. Not that exciting.
yeah.
Just
And then,
He lived a very exciting life. He's lying.
Yeah, I
because he's
know.
nervous on camera.
yeah, he's too
Can you
humble.
open this?
He's too humble. Has Mickey's social media weighed in on your social media, like negatively? Like the people that talk shit to him, do they ever come to you because they know you're affiliated with him?
No.
No, they kind of keep. That's what's good
you're
about
kind
being
of
in
like
the shadows.
you're a low key dude. You
Mhm.
don't like.
I think he gets a
anything
lot of love on his Instagram.
Yeah, I do.
Well, yeah, dude, he's got a picture with like Lil Baby and like fucking all the top rappers, and like,
Yeah,
of course he gets
how many
love. He
followers
looks
does
like
your
a
account at, and you don't
gangster.
even try.
6,000 maybe.
Yeah,
He's only logged into it twice.
He does all my posts like last year.
Yo,
He
you need to
does all my
post.
posts.
Black and
wanted-
white filter.
Yeah, he wanted to do social media, but he's way too old to know how, you know?
Mm.
So I was like, let me just help you. Like,
Generations behind.
yeah.
Or to like, just doesn't care enough. You know,
Well,
which that's like a good trait
when he
to
was
have.
our age, they didn't even have the black and white TV yet, so.
Very funny, pal.
It didn't even have the black and white. He said, "Very funny, pal." Holy
He
shit.
used to watch sporting events by listening to the radio.
Oh. News broadcaster or
Yeah.
whatever, sports broadcasting.
I
Yeah.
had a pager.
Did you?
Yeah.
I had like 4.
He said, "I had like."
I like grew up with power steering.
Yeah. Power steering. Holy shit. So we're coming on to a good hour and how long has it been?
We're an hour in right now.
Hour in.
We are 1 hour in.
We can keep going.
I'm going to keep going if you guys want to keep going.
Easy
Yeah.
cuts right here. We're back.
I'm gonna
on
go over
topic.
some of your list of fucking crazy shit. Holy.
I want to know what you have to say to these conspiracy guys, because when I didn't know about you, and I would, because I saw you on my TikTok and stuff, and for every good thing I heard about you, there was something bad. As far as gambling, not so much like personal life, obviously, but the stories and everything behind the gambling. Like, what do you have? What do you want to say to those people that are saying your shit's fake and calling you a hoax or whatever they say?
Yeah, that's a good question.
So I've been thinking recently, like, I want a place to like broadcast where I could just like sit and just literally, I want to read all the hater comments. Bro, some of them are so hilarious. First of all, they're all off base. Maybe 1% are like based in at least in a close enough reality where it can have some like tangibility, right?
Right.
Like some of them are so far out there. I actually read one today, I think. So some dude goes, "Oh, he's a con artist." So someone responds and goes, "What's the con?" Right? And the dude had no response. And someone else goes, "Allegedly, he got a bunch of PPP money, and now he's trying to launder it to the casino."
Dude, you
Okay.
should run with that one.
Okay, first of all, if anyone has any idea how money laundering works, that's not how it works. That's not how you can't launder money through a casino. It doesn't work that way. It does not work. You don't think the casinos are prepared for money launderers?
No.
Like what? Like you can't do it that way. And I didn't get PPP loans anyway, but it was just like so funny. And I just read once in a while. I'll see these comments or I'll get feedback. Like someone will be like, "Hey, someone said this, and I'm like, it's just so far from reality. But at this point, nearly every receipt of every claim I've ever made has been published. You know, like people have seen my win-loss statements. People have seen my tax returns publicly. People have played with me. You guys have been in a casino with me. Ian's obviously been in a casino. There's a ton of people that have been in the casino. I'm with every A-list celebrity basically on the face of the planet inside of a casino. How can every single one of them collaborate the same false narrative? You know?
Right,
Like,
right.
Yeah.
how can I possibly convince every single one of these big-time rich celebrities to lie for me? Like, they all tell the
Right.
same story. I have videos of the chips. I have videos of executives. The executives are saying how much I win per day. Like, my receipts are endless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I was, like, being dishonest or fraudulent or conning or anything like that, like, at the end of the day, like, what's the con? What's the scam?
Right.
I don't sell a package. sell anything. Like I've never, like I don't take money. I don't sell it. I don't need anything. I don't want anything. Like I don't.
Yeah, that's.
What am I doing? If there's a scam, what's the scam?
Well, yeah, and it's not like you started social media, started scamming, and got famous from it, so you have to keep doing it or whatever. It's like you had this whole life. You just started social media because of kind of the fuck of it. Like,
yeah, like why not?
Like, yeah, to why not? So like, it's not like you needed it, or you're scamming or conning or whatever the hell they want to call it.
Yeah,
and you're not trying to be a guru.
I'm definitely not trying to be a guru. I refuse to give my baccarat strategy. I refuse.
And you hate playing for people.
Yeah, I hate playing for other people. Yeah, it's like...
Yeah, a lot of people do hit you up to like, hey, can you play for me stuff?
Yeah, everybody wants me to gamble for them with their money and whatever. And like...
I just Googled your name. I said, who is Mikki? Mikki Mays.
Yeah.
Is a sexaholic who spent much of his high school days in jail, but now lives in a disciplined lifestyle, which includes no strip clubs, alcohol, or drugs. Which is not a bad... usually for Google,
that's
they came at you hard there. They came at you a little hard there. Yeah. But like,
it's fucking hard.
You know, liking pussy is not a crime.
Yeah.
Egotistical driven, like fuck.
The amount of pussy you've been through makes me tired.
So you are a sexaholic.
I mean, listen, I don't want to offend any of these women. If they throw themselves at me, who am I to say no?
And you're also the only person with a net worth to have at least next to their name because they have no idea what you've made.
Yeah. At least.
I think I seen one time somebody put at least 8 million, I think was the number.
That's 8.5.
8.5. That's not even close because I've showed, I think, like $22 million in separate winnings in verified like checks and on my Instagram. But whatever. I ain't mad about it.
Yeah, fuck them. Net worth is bullshit anyways today.
Why do you at some point it's like you can't just always convince somebody. You're not going to convince everybody in the world, nor do you even care to need to. Well, it's not affecting your life that they're not convinced.
You're right, but it is a little bit of a defect in my character because like I think I'm overly sensitive about it. It's like I didn't start Instagram for people, or I didn't start social media for people to start attacking me as a person, right? Like,
yeah.
So when they started doing that, I'm like, what are you guys doing? I'm like, for the people. I'm like, what? Yeah. I'm like, for you guys. You know what I mean? Like, I'm helping you.
When you came on social media too, you came on as like a not going on social media dude and just hopping on social media.
Yeah.
So it was like you were thrown into the fucking battlefield.
Yeah. And, you know, like, I started getting sensitive, and I was like, let me just keep disproving all these doubts. And I continue to do it, but every time I disprove, it's like they made up another thing to doubt. And I'm like,
that's what I was going to say. It's really hard to stay on the topic of what they're saying about you. So how do you speak out in one interview or whatever to all these people coming at you from different angles and stuff? Like, you can't, it's hard to, you'd have to spend so many days in filming and talking and searching of what people are saying about you that it's kind of just bullshit. Like,
yeah, it's like, so this is an interesting one because it's hot right now. People were like, oh, he's got to be lying. You can win sometimes, you can't win all the time. And I made a video a long time ago. I'm like, I don't know how you want me to show you my losses. You want me to show you a table with no chips on it? Like, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, how do you want me to show that? I never claimed to win every time, ever. As a matter of fact, I said if anybody ever claims to win 100% of the time gambling, automatically erase them because they are clearly lying.
Right,
It's impossible, right? And that was like one of the first interviews I gave. I said that. And I've always been consistent with that concept. You can't win 100%. But anyway, I didn't really know how to show losses because most of my wins from Baccarat are like post the gambling, right?
Oh, right.
So like how can I, if you show post loss, all you're showing is a table with no chips on it. Like I don't know how do you display that? So I started playing on live TV. So like this week I lost 2 sessions, right? So then people started attacking me saying, oh, you're the worst player in the world. You're such a loser. And I'm like, bro, like I played on that show so many times and I've only lost, I've only lost 3 sessions on that show.
Right.
You know what I mean? And one of them was so minor. It was like a tiny, like baby little 15K loss. Like it's not even relevant.
Oh, and that's poker.
And that's in poker. And I'm not, by the way, I'm not a professional poker player. Like I'm not the best poker player in the world. Like I've never pretended.
It's a big misconception, I think.
Yeah, it's a huge misconception.
Because
I'm like
it's
a wrecked
whole
poker player.
very different scenario as poker and baccarat and gambling in general.
Yeah, I'm a professional gambler. Like I'm not a professional poker player. I play poker. Technically, I've only taken poker like even remotely serious for 2 years. So if you want to go out there and claim that I've only been playing poker for 2 years, I'm probably an exceptional player for someone who's played for 2 years, especially at the stakes against the competition I have. I play against Phil Ivey and Phil Hellmuth.
The people you sit next to at tables are the heavy hitters.
David Benjamin and John
I guess
Sin
the
and
two
John
you
Cohen.
surround yourself with, you got good quick too, and like you're also you're also an intelligent person, you know, like you can catch on to things pretty quick.
Yeah, people are busting my balls in some on some of the show when I play poker on TV this week, right? I'm like, what are you guys doing? I'm like, I'm just doing my best, man. I'm out here having fun, just being competitive. It's not about the win or the loss. It's not about the money I'm winning and losing. I just want the win. Like I want the dub. I'm just being competitive,
right.
and I'm playing the best I can, you know. And they're like, oh, he's the worst. And I'm like, bro, I've only taken this even close to seriously for 2 years. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know. And they're like, oh, he's gonna go broke and this and that. I'm like, bro, like. I've won so many tens and tens and tens of millions in Vegas playing baccarat and blackjack. I'm playing poker. I can't play table games anymore. I'm playing poker for fun and like the lifestyle it gives me in these private games. Like,
yeah.
So.
Like I asked you the other night at the hotel at Paula or whatever about the poker room, and you had to call to see if there's the poker room, and you're like, we don't play poker. We don't know. Like, there's baccarat, there's whatever, but we don't play poker.
Yeah. You know, I play
or generally don't play poker.
Yeah, you know, I play like a lot of super high stakes poker, you know, and a lot of the haters like could never in their life even have enough money to play in these games. And like they would be like, oh, I would have done this if I was him. First of all, you would have done exactly what you did do, which is sit on your couch and watch it from your tablet.
Yeah, watch you do it.
Yeah, because you would never have the money to even be in this game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that money came from somewhere. And, you know, that money was really hard earned, and I put blood, sweat, and tears and years into it. And so me losing a session is not a big deal. You know, like the greatest of poker players in the history have lost sessions, obviously.
Absolutely.
You know? And I was just out there having fun. But, there's talk, you know, people just talk trash. And
that's going to come, though. That's just like, that's being in the
that
world.
Does go back to your, like, you know, you building your character because you know, you want people to know exactly who you are. And it does kind of give a misconception of, like, who you actually are because people are just, like, bashing. But, like, you want people to know that you're not out here just, like, scamming and just coming up with a false narrative of that you're, like, just some dude that is, like, yeah, I won casino, like, I beat casinos type thing.
Yeah. I always am like a super open book. I'm super transparent. You know, when I'm happy, I post happy things. When I'm sad, I post sad things. When I'm doing fun things, I post fun things. I'm doing boring things, I post boring things. I'm like an open book.
That's being very real on social media, which like also allows having a very real person post about their personal life and everything. Like it opens up people to gain leverage to talk shit or put you down or call you con or create these false narratives of you. And that's just the game of social media and being popping.
Which is kind of crazy because never once has anybody ever came forward and disproved a single claim I've ever made.
Right.
It's never happened once. The only thing that has happened is people with credibility step forward and said, no, this is legitimate. Like you guys, for example. Like you've witnessed my life, you know?
Yeah, no, firsthand for sure.
Big time celebrities, casino executives, you know, all these people step forward and say, no, this is super legitimate.
And the way that people treat you, like it's like, okay, this guy's obviously a big deal.
Executives too, the way they treat you, both of you too, like you guys are just like really close to them. At least that
really
one lady
close.
we met.
No, for sure. I've also banged a lot of their daughters.
Oh, I think you mentioned something to me about that.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of daughter talk.
I got a ton of videos of casino executives' daughters.
Was that like a mission of yours? Like, I'm going to bang all the daughters?
It happened by accident. I think they were attracted to me. You know, whether it be like daddy issues or they just wanted to go to like the big celebrity party or whatever, and I'm the one throwing the party or whatever it may be. I don't know. College girls, they think I'm the bad boy, get back at their dad or whatever it is.
My daddy owns fucking Caesar's Palace.
I'm the perfect person. If your dad works in a casino and you're trying to get back at him, I'm the perfect person.
Fuck the guy that's winning all the money.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that is
not
true.
only the guy's taking all your money, but he's fucking your daughter.
I got a funny story about
Is there a lot of
yeah.
daughters? Because, like, I'm available and, like, I like a lot of money.
Bro, one time we threw a Halloween party in one of the presidentials, right? And so a group of these UNLV girls came, and a couple of them, their dads were casino execs. And I grabbed the two hottest ones out of the group.
God.
And I'm like, yo, do you girls want to bang me in my bedroom? They're like, yeah, for sure. So I have each one of them in a hand, and one of my, like I'm holding hands with both of them, and we're walking into my room. The thing is, to get to my room, there's two double set doors. You know what I mean? Like a sally port. Because there was like, I forget what was in that room. It was like a gym or a sauna, something. So it was whatever. There's like a series of two doors, right? So we opened the first door. I got both these girls in my holding hands. We're about to walk into the second one where my bed is. Ian, blacked out, wasted, runs up, grabs one of the girls and was like, do you want to arm wrestle? Right? And the girl is just like this like sweet innocent college girl. She doesn't know what to do. She knows that he's like it's his party. It's like our party. So she probably just doesn't want to say the wrong thing. So she's like, I guess, right? So he pulls her over to like the piano, and he throws the thing down on the top of the piano and goes, all right, let's arm wrestle. They start arm wrestling. The girl obviously does not want to arm wrestle, right? But he's blacked out wasted and she can't say no. So me and the other girl are just standing there watching the second girl arm wrestle with him. Finally, enough time goes by, and I'm like, Ian, are you done? Because you're ruining my threesome. And while he's holding arms with this girl to arm wrestle, he goes, threesome with who? And the girl's like, with me.
What'd you say? Oh, my bad.
I can't remember.
He's like, fuck, dude, I was trying to pin this chick real quick.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, I just wanted to arm wrestle.
Damn, so the executive daughters are the way to go.
For sure.
15 minutes left in that matter.
All right. I think we could wrap this up
Whatever you guys want.
pretty much. I think this went really well. I've enjoyed this.
We are, just getting the truth out about you.
Yeah.
And this isn't a big channel, so thank you for coming down to our normal level of humans down here and showing some love.
For sure.
No, just kidding. You really are actually like that. You don't really care about who you are. It's more about the genuinity of a person.
And don't judge people.
Yeah.
Don't judge
He's
people.
got a really good casino story about that.
About judgment? Is it under 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. Shoot.
Can I say the property?
Yeah, screw them.
We're at Cosmo. Up in the Talon Club, it's like, high limit. And I think he posted like $3 or $5 million, and we walk up to the table and Mikki goes, I'd like $1 million, please. So what they usually do is write on a piece of paper, he's getting $1 million, and they give him the chips. He signs for it, blah, blah, blah. The guy goes, yeah, okay, and starts laughing, like laughing us away from the table.
Really?
And then what?
Ian says to the guy, he goes,
Yeah.
don't you ever judge a book by its cover. And the guy looks at the monitor and he sees I put in a few $1 million.
And he's apologizing up and
yeah.
down.
And he goes, is there anything else I can get you, sir?
Dude.
It's true though, like it's the image of tattoos and everything and your punk rock style and shit, like that's
That's the
on
funniest
everybody
shit,
that dresses like you or looks like you. They're all those people can relate to just getting instant judgment from someone, and like you can't do that to people these days.
Yeah.
Like everybody's got their own story. You got to learn about the person.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I learned about that a lot growing up.
I've been stoked to learn about you because you're a pretty interesting guy. Actually, even more than you, I have to give it to Ian. I love Ian. The way Ian takes this road through his life. It's so interesting.
He's just a calm dude. He's just like quiet,
But
calm
the
dude,
most
but has like
down.
the craziest stories. Maybe because you're sober now and you're just like not drinking. That's
I
probably,
definitely am sober now.
That's good.
Yeah.
That is good.
Fucking
sure.
the drinking definitely put you in some crazy area or what?
All of it.
Wow.
This,
Well,
that, and the third.
fuck. It's been real. It's fun. It's been real fun. You know.
Real quick, you want to hear some jokes?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
shit,
yeah,
yeah,
I
let's
heard
give us
you
a
had
good
some
one.
jokes ready.
All right. Do you like tits or butt better?
But
Okay. You know that 9 out of 10 men prefer butt, and the 10th man prefers the other 9 men.
It is true. Who doesn't want to have a nice ass, dude? Like,
Why did Jews invent circumcision?
oh wait, you can say this joke, by the way.
I'm Jewish.
Yes, so there's no racial problems here.
I'm German.
something about 25%.
Why did Jews invent circumcision? They can't stand to touch anything that's not 20% off.
Whoa.
That one's pretty bars. That one's pretty bars.
Do you want to hear the most hardcore one I got?
I do.
What's worse than the Holocaust?
Oh fuck. Oh my god, bro.
Dude. Yes.
You got
I'm
I
just
don't-
gonna bleep that one for sure. Let people just try and figure it out.
Yeah. I hope the Jewish community isn't too up to date on social media because I don't want them to see that.
I couldn't be more Jewish as a person. I'm Israeli. I lived in Israel. My name's Michael. I mean, like
The way you handle money.
Yeah, Baruch Hashem, you know?
Uh-huh. I don't know.
There's
No, you don't know.
I know, but like I know.
Yeah, I'm super Jewish. I actually just donated a whole grip of cash to build a synagogue, and I went to the grand opening's actually next week, I'm not gonna be able to make it because it's across the country, but I donated a ton of money to open up a Chabad, and a Chabad is like the highest level of like Jewish like tiers. You know, like there's like different amounts of like religiousness or whatever. Chabad is like the highest tier
like
of the
full
religion.
Jew. Yeah.
So I just had built a whole Chabad, and I went to it a couple of weeks ago when I was in New York, and it's probably the most beautiful Chabad center I've ever been into. I also donated. I built a Jewish school, and they teach. So it's a school for pre through 8th grade. So I just built that school.
Really?
It's a Jewish school, yeah.
Because New York is, they have a massive Jewish community there, right?
Yeah, it wasn't. So just for the clarity, the school is not actually in New York, but it's near New York. So, but yes, they do have a big Jewish community. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that when we were out there.
Yeah.
Very cool place.
Well, very freaking cool.
Yeah.
But
That's
thank
really
you
cool.
for coming on to share the truth about Mikki and the
for
love
sure.
that he has for the world.
Yeah.
And fuck everybody that's making conspiracies about this guy.
Yeah, tell them they can all go suck dick with their butthole.
Yeah.
Nerds.
Yeah, preferably they can suck my dick.
If you want to suck my dick too. I think we're going to jump over your McLaren.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to speak about it because if we have to find a spot, and then
I want to really jump my motorcycle over your McLaren.
It's covered in mud and dirt right now from having it at the races all weekend.
So we can do donuts in the mud.
I mean,
Perfect.
now's the perfect time. If you're gonna jump over the McLaren, now's the time.
all right. Well, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. Thank you guys so much for coming out.
Coach
we
Ian
appreciate
and
you
Mikki.
guys.
Thank
Coach
you.
Ian, Mickey. We enjoyed your guys' stories. We enjoy everything about you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please hit the like and subscribe button and fucking help us grow this podcast channel. We'll be keep posting weekly. We're gonna try our best. Peace.
Peace.